What's up, guys? I'm LQ. This is the LQ Review. Thank you so much for joining me here at my YouTube channel. This is where I talk about all the geeky, nerdy stuff that I love to talk about. Movies, video games, comic books, TV shows. And right now I'd like to give you guys my thoughts on this week's episode of Expedition X. Expedition X. And what was the title of it? Let me see here. I've got the title right here. Expedition X, Devil in the Woods. And Devil in the Woods is a reference to the Jersey Devil. Now, I love Expedition X. I love Destination Truth. I love these Monster Quest. I love these movies where they're out looking for cryptids. And not because they're ever going to find anything, which I don't think they ever are. Even the episodes where they do find evidence, like the infamous Yeti footprint, they still really didn't find it. They didn't prove that Yeti existed. So even when they do find stuff, it's like there's never any conclusive proof. So that's all good and well. I don't expect them to ever find conclusive proof, but at the same time, oftentimes in the weakest episodes, in my opinion, they're the weakest episodes anyways, because it kind of deflates you. Like, aw. In my opinion, the weakest episodes are the ones where they basically disprove the legend, and that's just them doing their job. I don't want them to lead the viewers on, because that would be unauthentic. But they're the weakest episodes because at the end of the episode you're like, well, there's a mystery solved. On to the next one, I guess. And I really feel like the Jersey Devil has been solved. We know what that is. It's a misidentified creature. It's a bat. It's something that is misidentified in the air. Maybe it's a little abnormal, but it's something that has a definite scientific backing to it. There's a part in the episode where Jessica, something flies over her head. You're heightened. Your emotions are heightened. Your senses are heightened. You're in the woods. You're investigating a cryptid. You're already in a position where you're probably freaking yourself out a little bit. And then, let's say a big bat swoops over her head. That is going to freak you out. You're going to be like, what was that? And that's what she did. That's what she did. I completely think that was a bat that swooped over her head. 100% believe that. So, yeah, this is an episode where they do a good job exploring the mythology of the Jersey Devil, which is an interesting mythology. It really is. They do a good job, exploring the history of the Jersey Devil in the area. They find some interesting witnesses to talk to. I think that the most interesting witness actually was the girl who saw it perched up on the house. I don't necessarily believe that she saw what she saw. Maybe she saw something. I don't think she saw what she thinks that she saw. So there's a lot of interesting components to this episode. The Jersey Devil in of itself is an interesting cryptid. I just don't believe that it exists. And there's certain cryptids that I'm open-minded to. I'm open-minded to the possibility of them existing. I'm not really open-minded to the Jersey Devil existing. I don't think it does. I don't think that there's any way that a flying creature that looks like that would go undiscovered for this long. I just don't believe that. And so I think that all that they did in this episode was solidify that disbelief and make it obvious that, yes, this is misidentification. That's all it is. And the one compelling moment was when he was up in that fire lookout observatory and they heard a screech. But again, that screech could have been anything. But it was a compelling moment that made you go, whoa, what was that? Just like they did. I would like for them to be out on these. I would like for them to get a third team member. And the third team member, I would like to actually be like a wildlife biologist. Somebody who knows what all those sounds are. So that person can be like, wait a second, Phil. That was this animal. Or, Jessica, calm down, Jessica. That was not the Jersey Devil. That was this type of owl. and just be like, I've heard that before, and I know exactly what that is. Instead of, having all this conjecture. But I guess that's the entertainment part of it, right? Is the conjecture. So yeah, I didn't care for this episode. But the Jersey Devil is something that isn't really compelling to me because I don't believe that it exists, and I don't believe that it ever existed, and I don't believe that that they did anything to convince anybody otherwise. On all they did was solidify the fact that it isn't real. That's just my take on this episode of Expedition X. What did you think about this episode? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel. And as always, thank you so much for joining me right here at the LQ Review, where we get to talk about all the geeky, nerdy stuff that we love to talk about. Until next time, we'll see you guys later.